You've been doing this for like 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years. I was 12 when I started. Damn, that's crazy. And when people bring that up, it makes me think like I was like a child actor, but it didn't really seem like it at the time. I was just kind of doing it just to do it. And then one thing about being I guess the stigma or the stereotype of being like a child actor or a child star, because they're used to seeing people that were like so famous so young,
Yeah.
and they weren't really old enough, they didn't have the emotional tools to handle that type of stardom, so they kind of cracked, or they couldn't really like handle the growth. But for me, it was always like stepping stone to stepping stone. I never got too much too fast. It's like I'm just now getting to the point where I really feel like, people even know exactly who I am or my name. It's weird. It's like, oh, don't you? He looks kind of like Nick Cannon, or what? Did we go to school together or something, or did we go to school? I don't know. He looks familiar, but I'm not sure. But now it's like, getting this type of love and stuff like that is kind of surreal. So it's kind of cool.
Well, was it like even just breaking in? Because a sip is really about, like, we know that he's established, we know that he's killing the game, but how many creatives are out here? How many writers?
Some directors? Any directors? No. My man.
He wants to work with you, that's obvious. Producers? Okay, that was real weak. If you gotta be a producer, you gotta, woo, producer. Any actors?
There you go.
So I want to hear just about the journey. Obviously, you're branching out into different things, but a lot of people know you as an actor first, and so this is really just about, oftentimes when people like you are interviewed, it's all about like what you're working on now, but we're just interested in the journey, And so, like, was this something like acting? I know you started off modeling and stuff as a child. Is this something that your parents brought you into? Is this something that you knew you wanted to do? How did it come about?
Yeah, I mean, for me, like my mom has lupus or whatever. She's had it for like 30 years. And she was at a doctor's appointment. It's one of those random stories. She was at a doctor's appointment. I was sitting in the waiting room. She came out of her appointment, and the receptionist was like, "Hey, you should get your son into modeling." Like, I didn't think I was a cute kid. I was an awkward-looking kid. You know what I'm saying? Modeling would be my first thing. Like, okay, he's going to be a model one day. But I guess the receptionist had two boys. They were in the industry, and at the time, we living in Newark or whatever, trying to get, make some extra bread. She brought me over to New York. I booked my first audition off the top. I got in trouble because I didn't have any representation at the time, so like the company got upset that I was just basically crashing audition. I went down to Penn Station in Newark, got a backstage newspaper, saw a manager who had a random open call. I called up, booked an appointment, auditioned for her. I signed up that day. 2 weeks later, I was going out for background, print work, models, Doritos, all different types of crazy brands and stuff like that. And I just kept booking, from stepping stone to stepping stone, small success to small success.
And were you just on the ride? Were you just like, okay, yeah, I'm doing Doritos.
I was 12, 13 years old. I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do. I was still going to school. I was still, going to basketball practice and, being a regular kid or whatnot. But it wasn't until I did The Wire and I was around all those veterans, J.D. Williams and Andre Royo and Idris and Dominic West and all these cats that kind of mentored me, when I was on the show.